Hi, this is Candace, and I'm here to talk to you about thriving during the holidays. During the holiday season, we have excited students, parties, party preparations, parents, all my normal work. I felt like I just didn't want to get out of bed. That was the holiday season, and I'm here to help you also to do some of the things that help me to thrive during the holiday season. Our goals are to talk about student focus, how to stay on task, students who don't participate, Santa, celebrations, parents, overwhelmed, and thriving. So with staying focused, we want to make sure we use rewards. Our students have a lot on their mind, and it's fun. We want them to have fun and to be at school and to get excited about these things. So we want to make sure that we direct their focus. So we'll say set your eyes on, capture their attention. Right now you have a lot to compete against, so this is the time to up your game. Emphasize the goals. We're going to do this goal and it's so important. We could also make it into a game. Students like that, and during this season they're so excited to have so much fun. Let's make sure that our learning is also so much fun. Might not be the same thing for them, but we can get it close so that we could actually help them to stay focused. We make class more interactive. We also make sure we're timely with our announcements. Like, let's talking about a Halloween party. We probably don't want to talk about that in the morning. We want to talk about that maybe right before lunch when they have time to just get so excited about it and to calm down. Or maybe before they go to gym, maybe at the very end of the day. This is something they'll get so pumped about, and it's really difficult to get their attention back. This is how I stayed on task. I give them an exact time. So, on the day of, I would say, we are not going to talk about so-and-so party until this time. Okay? We're going to get there. It's just that we need to make sure that we get to these goals, and they're really important. Another thing is tell them when they can ask about the party. They have so many questions about the party, so it might be actually worth it to have a class meeting at the beginning of the day so that they can get their questions out, and then we can go into business mode. Make sure the students actually have something to do in each lesson. If they're active and they have their thoughts thinking on something specific, they're less likely to get off task and hyper and just they'll keep their mind focused on what's right in front of them. Expect the day to be less productive. You can't have crazy goals about doing all these sort of goals when really the truth is their mind is going to wander to the party that's later on today. They are super excited. And keep a regular schedule up until the party. It's better to have everything normal because students are used to their groove. This is how we do things each day, and I know what to expect at this time. It helps to mellow down the students and so we can actually do other things. Students who don't participate. I had many students who didn't participate for religious reasons, or I don't know, mostly it was religious reasons. Well, I would tell parents the exact time of the party. A lot of times schools just do this in general. I'd ask administration if the school does something particular for those students. Sometimes a school will have maybe an extra room where they can do work, or they could have another fun activity. Another thing is you give students fun work to do, especially if they're in your classroom. Another option that I have done is to make the party educational but fun. So we had one day, Dia de los Muertos, so the Day of the Dead party, and it was educational because we were learning about Day of the Dead in just different countries and what people do. This made sense for my classroom because it was a bilingual classroom. All the students were able to participate, and the parents didn't have an issue with it. You could also not attach a holiday to the party. If it's just this general party for winter or this general party for, I don't know, Valentine's Day, it's really difficult. I usually had no issues with Valentine's Day, but if you make it just a party, sometimes parents will want their child to participate. Obviously, we don't lie about what we're doing, but we want to make sure that as many students as possible can participate and have fun. Oh, it's the question. Is Santa real? I love this. I remember in the class overhearing a conversation between students deciding whether if Santa Claus was real or if the Three Kings were real. It was a very heated debate. I didn't really get involved. I just heard them out and let them have their little argument and try to redirect their focus. It's like, hey, let's go do this instead. And the students did. They eventually stopped arguing about it. Many students were like, okay, we're going to the teacher to ask her to settle this argument. The question to really ask is, what do your parents say? You defer to the parents always, because we don't want to step on their toes. That's the parents' decision. It's really their fun. We can't control the conversations in the classroom, so we shouldn't tell them yes, no, or anything of that sort. Celebrations. I love this part. I thought parties were probably one of the more exhausting things in the classroom, but it was all worth it when I saw the smiles on all the kids' faces, and when I did it at the end of the day and I could just send them home right afterwards. Keep the students in their seats while they're passing things out. It's better for students to be orderly as much as possible. Come up with fun callbacks. That was a huge thing for me. So it's like, okay, well, I could say jingle, and the kids would say bells, and they would finish the song for me, and they thought it was the funnest thing. And we would practice it a few times and just make it into something really fun for them. This really helped because as long as you can get their attention back, you're good. If you can't get their attention back, there's an issue and the party will get out of control. So practice this maybe even before the party, and then practice it at the beginning of the party and throughout. Play organized games. Nothing sloppy, nothing that has rules that are a little ambiguous. And also if you play a game that there's multiple winners, it's much better. Crafts are the best. Students get to do crafts at their desk. They talk to their friends. They have a lot of fun doing this. Some kids are not crafts kids, but a lot of them are. And a lot of them like the idea of just kind of openly being able to talk, not being controlled on what they have to say or if they're quiet or if they're loud. And also, the biggest thing with celebrations is enlist help. Which brings us to parents. Get parents' help. Even if you're like, oh my goodness, there's this parent or that parent, they're not helpful, and this other parent's a little bit too helpful to the point of they tell me what to do. Well, parents are amazing. They can be your greatest ally. What you want to do is spread out the help for each party. You don't want all the parents at every party every time, especially if you have a big group of parents. You do want one parent to be in charge of the party. The reason for this is because you want someone to make the calls for you and to organize everything. This will take a lot of pressure off of you and a lot of to-dos. Though I always did make the final decision if there was some big thing. If your parents are not responsible or not as involved or for whatever reasons, I would take control of the party, but I would try to enlist parents anyway and have a little bit of responsibility on them. Act as parent support. My favorite part of being in a celebration with lots of parents is that the parents get to lead this time, and when the students are all crazy and excited, I would give my call back, have the students get back in place, and then I could sit down and enjoy the party from a different perspective. I'd get plates, clean up things for parents, and this was such a nice shift in roles. I also have parents sign up during open house or conferences. I know that open house or conferences might have passed for you, and you're like, oh, I didn't do this. So you might want to try that next year or a different time for the next parties beforehand. If you haven't done it, it's coming up to the party, send out a letter, start calling parents and emailing, seeing who's interested. You could even ask the kids. A lot of times they'll know if their parents are interested. Overwhelmed and thriving. Delegate, delegate, delegate. This is why we get parents involved. I know that in one of my classes, the parents were amazing. They took over the entire party. They did everything for me. It was the easiest thing. All I had to do was get the students back on track and focused, and that's it. And then I sit back and enjoy the party. The more you delegate, the more you could do this. Some classes, you don't have that option to delegate because parents are busy. They can't show up for the whole thing. They don't want to take the responsibility. There's still an ability to delegate. You could ask students to bring in some of the snacks and decorations. You could ask if a parent could do something else another day for you to help you. It really is helpful, anything that you can get to make the party good, and also to let some of that stress off on someone else, so that you're not as stressed out. The less help you get, the simpler you can let it be. I know that we look at some Pinterest parties and just how amazing all these crafts we can do are, but a lot of times they take a lot of work and effort on our part. They also take a lot of money. And if there's less people helping out, it's okay for it to be simple. The students, really what they're looking for is a good time, and they're looking for something that they can have fun doing. Use students' excitement for your advantage, because students are pumped to be at school. And don't we want all our students pumped to be at school? So use this while you're teaching. Use this as a way to get you excited about the day. Set time limits also. You could set time limits on how much work you put into everything. Like, okay, I only have an hour after work to do things for the party. I cannot go past this time limit. And if I feel like I still have more to do, you know what? It isn't necessary. Okay, you start to organize your time better. Give students responsibilities. Students are also a huge help. If students are at school early, you could ask them to come in and just help out, cut things out, decorate things for you. If students happen to stay later at school, you could also ask them to do those sort of things as well. Another thing is during class time, students could do little pieces of it. They're excited about the party. This is how we can use their excitement so that we can have even a better party and a better time. This will also take off some of that extra energy and excitement they have for the party. It's like, okay, they get to be part of it, and during this time, we can be as excited as we want. Also, at the end of it, reward yourself with relaxation. That, okay, after I'm done with this party, I am going to do this. I'm going to lay down and take an extremely long nap. I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. It really does help so that you can stay excited and you don't feel like, man, this is so overwhelming, there's nothing here that's good. Reward yourself too. So we've discovered student focus. We've talked about student focus, how to stay on task, students who don't participate, Santa Claus, celebrations, parents, overwhelmed and thriving. You can thrive during the holiday season too. Remember, it's a short time. It's one day celebration, another one day celebration, and then the third one, which once it's done, the celebrations are over. And it's a short time, and it's so worth it because the kids love it and they want to come to school. So have fun with your holiday parties, and we'll see you next time.